What's up, party people? Welcome back. Did you guys have good holidays? You have a good time? Hung out with the family? Partied? It's 2019. We gotta get motivated. Gotta get going. You guys motivated for this year? Me neither. No, I'm just kidding. Totally am. So let's just, I think the idea is to just get into stuff, just get going on it and just do it. That's the secret to so many things, is just get into it and do it. So let's do it. So after this poor car's been sitting around for way too long and my girlfriend's been feeling way too down about not having it on the road, we gotta get on it. So that's what we're gonna do. We got a whole list of things to work out with this. I'm gonna need to get some parts for it. We're gonna have to probably order those parts because I doubt there's gonna be a lot of stuff in stock. We're gonna make a list of stuff we need to do, the stuff that we wanna do. There's really not much. It has a small issue when it runs. Definitely needs a tune up. More than anything, I think it just needs to be really cleaned up, because it's been sitting outside for a long time, and if you look underneath the hood, I mean, it's all kind of oxidized and there's not a lot of rust, but there's a lot of just like old dirt, old, you know, like, well, aluminum doesn't rust, that's why the intake's all oxidized. Let's go with that. So last time this car was running, we had a serious charging problem, so we went and we got a brand new alternator. Well, Jessica chose it, nicest big chrome alternator we could find. So now I guess the idea will be to make the rest of the engine bay look as good as that. That's the nicest piece under the whole hood. Other than that, we got to clean up this whole car because it's got leaves all over it. It's been sitting outside. The interior was like super damp when it came in. It had like water dripping off the windows. I'm pretty sure the problem is the T-top seals and all the rubber that goes across those. We have that. It was 400 bucks for just those seals, but we have it in stock, so we can get that done. It needs a couple touch-ups on the paint and stuff. The dash is cracked. I don't know if we could do much with that. It's got a pretty sweet steering wheel though. We got to see if we can get these gauges to work. So there's not a lot of light in here. Sorry about that. Properly mount the seats. This one's all right. But the passenger seat, that thing is. Check out how much the seat moves. I just did it really fast to have it in there so it looked cool. But yeah, that's pretty much. You're gonna die. That's terrible. Alright, so it's a little cleaner, and I'm slowly going through stuff that I need to do to this car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this calendar deal that I bought last year and never really used it because it ended up in what was supposed to be my office, but we keep our computer in the living room, so it got put up on the wall, basically in the game room, and I didn't use it. I'm gonna start using this and writing down the list of stuff that needs doing. So right off the bat, I know for sure that there's a problem with the fuel lines. Let's just go ahead and write fuel lines. Mechanically, I know we need new plug wires to gap the plugs. We're gonna have to learn how to gap plugs because I don't know how to do that. I noticed a few other little things. Door hinges. The doors sag. So, well, I guess I have to write hinges. Doors. I also noticed too, just now I put the windows down. So the windows, they're slow. Very, very slow. The battery's at full power. That shouldn't be happening. So I'm gonna take apart the doors, try to grease up everything and fix those power windows. Another thing that became very obvious right away was the shocks on like the suspension for the hood. Right here. Like the hood's not bad, but I think that could be a little stiffer. So we might look into changing those, and I know the ones for sure on the trunk are finished because we've been using a shovel handle to hold them up. So let's do something about the trunk plus hood. We'll call them shocks. I don't know really what you want to call them. The condensation that we had in the car earlier, that's going to be some T-top seals. And I have a box up, way up there. So at least we have those parts. That problem should be solved. Okay, if you look at the way it sits now, it's hard to see in here, but you can see it on other video clips and stuff, but like the gap on that wheel and the gap on that one. Here it looks okay, but when the car sits outside, you can see that the back end really sags a lot lower. I mean, here it's kind of, you can kind of see it here. Sort of. But anyway, I think there's something up with the shocks in the front because it doesn't sit the way I think it should. It doesn't really look good. I want that front end sitting a bit lower than the back end. So let's add that to the list. Okay, moving on. Besides the fuel lines and gapping the plugs and putting new wires on it, basic little tune-up stuff, mechanically, this thing is good to go. We put some new brakes on it last summer. They got ugly real quick, so like, we'll take a look in here. Like, you can see that. These calipers are all rust. The top hat's got rust on them. Just ignore that big ass spacer. We're not gonna talk about that. And the same thing on the front. So I really want to do up these calipers nice. The car has this cool look to it. I mean, it's like we got a black, purple, blue kind of theme going on. I had airbrushed that last year. And I did some airbrushing on the hood too. Dirty shit right now, you can't really tell. But I want to make everything kind of match and line up, so we're gonna redo those brakes. Throw that down here. And then also, since we're on that topic, I think I'm gonna repaint the louver and the front bumper piece and maybe a couple other little pieces to make it match, but we're gonna do some airbrushing. So let's throw it down here, repaint, airbrush. Things. Now getting back to under the hood, if you look, now the cleanest part under this entire thing is that alternator right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's chrome, shiny look. Ooh. But the intake manifold looks horrible. The valve covers look horrible. They're all covered up with wires anyway. There's a bunch of crap in here I don't think we really need. I want to look into getting rid of the pollution stuff and deleting all this crap if possible. Cleaning that all up. So we're gonna need intake manifold gaskets for the tune port, throttle body gasket. I want to fix up these lines, see if we can get them to move properly because the throttle's pretty stiff right now. We'll get a new thermostat while we're at it, new seal for that. Make sure it stays cool. And so let's add that to the list of parts. Throttle body gasket, and then we'll look into see what we can delete, because that engine bay is gross in there. It's nasty, it's ugly. So we want the car to kind of look clean, simple, and as nice as we can possibly get it. So that takes care of that stuff. Let's have a little look in the interior. Like I told you before, there was that that seat that moves. We're gonna have to do something with that. Those harnesses are not properly mounted. They're pretty much there just for show. I'm gonna have to talk about it with Jess, but if she wants them to actually work properly, we're gonna have to put some sort of crossbar in the back behind the seats to be able to grab the belt. And now, if we look in here in the interior, ooh. Now like I said before, the dash is cracked. That looks horrible. These gauges, they don't even work yet. So we got oil pressure, volts, and water temp. We'll try to hook those up. Stereo works, that's fine, that's fine. There's another temp gauge down there to close some crazy blue. It's kind of cool. It's an old shitty part though. We'll fix up that seat bracket. Maybe do something about the junk up here, the ceiling and stuff. Change those seals. And possibly, it's hard to see back there, but there's a lot of room in this trunk. And these cars apparently handle sound systems extremely well. So we might throw a couple subs in the trunk of this thing, bounce the sound off the window into the front of the car so she can roll in style, nice and loud. So now with all that stuff, there's also a steering issue. Can't forget that. I'm gonna write that down. Okay, slack. Fuck it, put it here. Slack in steering. Obviously a major thing that's important for this car is to keep my sweetheart safe. I love her and I want her to be around forever. Fix the steering, the brakes are good, everything's good. We're just gonna have to get into it. So basically I'm just giving you guys a rundown right now. That's the plan, that's what's gonna go on with this car for the next few weeks. Right now it's still in the middle of the holidays and stuff like that. Like we just finished New Year. So it's kind of hard to get parts. A lot of places have been closed. But we're gonna get on it when we can. Get as much parts as we can. We have some already, which is good. And we'll start ripping into it, making it look cool. So stick around for that if you want to see more. There's more coming. Don't forget the Project 240 is still on the go. As soon as I have a chance to get down to Kiwi Performance after all this holiday crap is done, we'll go check that out, see what's up. It's gonna be a good time. So thanks for watching, guys. Tune in for more. Subscribe if you haven't already. It mean the world to me. Gotta get those subs up. So peace out and stay happy.